So it's late August. I'm 21 years old.
You are what? Give us attributes.
You wanted to talk about that I was thin and skinny.
Thin and skinny.
I'm tan. I'm sun-kissed. I had just gotten back from a trip with my family down the shore, down the coast.
Yeah.
I spent some time in a few places, I think, including Florida. But I don't know what we did in Florida.
Including Florida?
But I'm not really sure what we did in Florida.
Besides getting sun-kissed.
And
ready.
sun in my hair. My hair is a coppery brass. I had taken the Amtrak back up north.
Ugh.
I had just watched Call Me By Your Name.
And you said, I need to get my hands on a peach
I hadn't
stat.
seen Call Me By Your Name.
You haven't?
It didn't come out yet. It didn't come out yet in this story, actually.
Oh, you were lying.
I had just read Call Me By Your Name.
Oh, different.
I was reading it on the Amtrak. And
did it? I hate to interrupt your story. Did it have the same effect on you, the book, that it did in the movie?
I didn't finish the book. I had just been reading Call Me
But
By
that
Your
movie
Name.
finished you.
That movie finished me, and cannibalism, groomer shit aside,
right.
like both in real life and in the movie, like I need to rewatch it.
Yeah.
Soon. But I can't because I can't afford to go to Europe, and I can't watch that movie and not be going to Europe.
But
let's just enjoy our time without it.
But again, we've lost sight. A lot of girls are traveling to Europe. They'll be in Ireland, and they're saying, "Call me by your name, Summer."
Yes,
my
We're
girls.
talking about one specific gay guy pissed you off 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and you're still mad.
And he was speaking about gay men from years ago.
So it's summer, and I've been on the apps for a while at this point, and a breaking point was coming. A breaking point was coming. I was about ready to go on my first gay date, but I was scared. I was deeply closeted, deeply ashamed of my body.
Yes.
And deeply anxious. And only a few of those things have changed ever since. At least one of those things has changed. So at this time,
can't be ashamed of that fat ass dump truck.
It's huge.
It's the biggest ass I've seen.
It's huge, you guys.
It's not that I'm not normally complimenting your body, and I should do that more.
It's okay. You don't have to.
But it was like the moment when you were walking in, I was shocked.
You were shocked.
You've never filled out pants like this.
I'm deadlifting 400 plus pounds. Not
no, you're squatting.
I'm squatting 400 plus pounds.
The fattest cake I've seen.
It's just crazy because that was my biggest issue for so long. My pancake.
Yeah, you were so deeply. I'm sure you were deeply ashamed at this time of your flat ass.
I'm sure. Yeah, sure. Why not?
That flat.
But I had a flat stomach, so sometimes you give and you take.
And you were just.
And
flat.
Now I'm just round all about, and that's okay.
That's so much better.
Okay. That's summer.
I'd rather be looking like an egg than looking like a pretzel rod any day of the week.
That's fine. And you know what? I think I love both.
I love both.
And both of those are amazing stacks. So it's summer. It's the city. And we are about to go on my first gay date. And just like that, I thought to myself, so it was, I was 21, just about to enter my last year of college, ready to say fuck it.
Yeah.
Ready to say fuck it.
And I'm
trying to fuck something.
Yeah, I'm trying to bust.
And little did I know what was just around the corner.
Good children.
I'm Joe Hegyes.
And I'm Andrew Muscarella.
And this is
Good Children. We spent the past 24 years growing together.
And now it's time for us to grow up. I don't know what's going on. I can't stop it.
I can't stop this tone.
I can't stop it.
It's very... I think that for the listener, it's very calming.
For the listener who joins us weekly, absolutely. But for the listener who's new this week, they are not listening beyond what we just did. They have already turned it off.
I think there is something very...
fabulous.
It's very fabulous. It's very... How fabulous is that? It's Ina Garten mixed with Samantha Jones.
Honey, if I wanted a...
That's how we talk the entire time.
So... this week, we're going to take you on some spiritual journeys into our past to talk about a little something we like to call gay romance.
to say everything sometimes is romantic. And yeah, I know that I've been out of commission for a little bit when it comes to relationships, but I've definitely experienced romance. Exactly. The stars, are the stars aligning, or is everything mathing? Let's see. Let's see.
So, you think about romance. And as kids, you're sold romance, Princess and the Pauper. Don't know why that was the first one that came to my mind.
Princess and the Pauper?
Princess and the Pauper.
Yeah,
Princess and the Pauper, Barbie's Princess and the Pauper, for some reason, was the first image.
I don't think I've ever heard of Princess and the Pauper.
You know Prince and the Pauper?
I don't know. I actually, Joe, I think where I'm missing is I don't even know the pauper.
I just don't know the pauper. I think is a poor peasant.
Oh, okay.
And if I had that iPad, God help me, I would be looking it up. But unfortunately, it's still in my room somewhere. You think Devil Wears Prada?
Yes, I always think that.
The Hunger Games? You think movies with two heterosexual leads where the focus is on romance.
Or again, like any princess movie, any Disney movie, anything that I was watching as a kid thinking to myself, I'll never forget when I was in like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. I mean, it lasted. I was saying my Prince Charming is out there.
Your Prince Charming.
I know that they're there.
So you were closing your eyes to pee, imagining yourself as Cinderella, thinking Prince Charming is coming for me.
Yes. And I still feel his spirit to this day.
Prince Charming.
Yeah, I just know he's out there. Yeah. Which is so exciting. And I think that is what gets people excited about romance. Someday my prince will come. Someday my prince will come.
What is that from?
Someday my prince will come. Princess and the Pauper.
That's actually amazing that you believed in a Prince Charming.
Yeah,
I was going to say, like, growing up as a gay boy, I was just like, there's nothing for me. There was nothing except for the only representation I saw in terms of gay romance was probably a side character on Desperate Housewives who got evicted from his home.
You're right.
So for me, it wasn't like there was not much to look forward to in terms of romance. And for many years, I saw myself marrying Kylie Jenner, having a couple kids via surrogate, and calling it a life. And that was just what
that would have been easy.
That's what I accepted as my life for a long time. And then one day that changed, and I said, you know what? I am ready to download Tinder. I'm ready to download Hinge. I'm ready to download Grindr. I'm ready to download Scruff. Maybe not in that exact order, but all of those apps were downloaded at some point.
Yeah.
Mind you, OkCupid had one of the most amazing apps I ever fucking saw in my life, and I wish that was the one that took off. Because you could answer about 2,000 questions about yourself.
Now that is what we are missing on these dating apps.
You would have such a it was the most fun I ever had on a dating app. They should just make an app where all you do is just get asked questions and fill them in.
I've talked about my app on this platform before.
I'm sure.
Paddable.
Yeah, Paddable.
I've talked, but again, what
OkCupid is basically Paddable. It is every question under the sun, down to like, how do you like your eggs in the morning? Then it's like,
that's important.
It's literally, it was crazy. Every question imaginable.
Imagine you stayed overnight. That person knew in the morning they wanted an egg sous vide.
Can you imagine?
You woke up sous vide eggs.
Sous vide eggs.
and that's literally that's a dream scenario.
That's what happens in The Princess and the Pauper.
That's what the Princess and the Pauper. She's getting sous vide eggs. It's crazy, but yes.
Yeah. So. It never really seemed too in our faces, I feel, except for then. I mean, things like Heartstopper came along much too late for you and I. And that was really the first time that I said, this is gay romance as a teenager.
And it's almost like sometimes I watch Heartstopper and I'm like,
I wish my heart would stop.
It's not that I'm too old for this, because it's not like I'm watching Heartstopper with the intention of being like, ooh, this is sexy. It's more of like you watch it and you just find genuine joy. It kind of is like, I never experienced that, so I'm happy for them. I'm happy to watch it.
Happy for them.
Happy for them.
But yeah, so I think that it took a lot of courage and I guess undying self-belief to say it's finally time to go on a date.
Yeah. Because you never wanted to be caught in a bad romance. And I feel like a lot of the times I find myself caught in a bad romance.
And you're saying, I don't want to be friends.
I don't want to be friends.
I want your bad romance.
I'm going to start hysterically sobbing.
I want your love and I want your disease.
I'm about to weep. I'm literally about to weep.
the way that plant moves, like there's velociraptors in a jungle behind you every time you take a breath. So it's summer 2017. Times are different. Trump is in office. So some things are exactly the same. Again, I had just gotten back from this vacation. I was very tan and my hair was very brassy. And I was on the apps and I was wearing a very thick Calvin Klein underwear at this time. Thick band, which I've really sworn off in recent times.
Oh, a thick band. So I have a question for you about a thick band, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah.
So the thick bands, are you pulling that band up so it is kind of covering a little bit of the lower stomach area?
Yes, mamala. So that's why I stopped doing it, because it was actually a crutch.
It's almost like you're hiding wounds, scars.
It's as if I'm a pauper.
Surgery scars.
I'm a pauper pretending to be a prince.
Because I oftentimes I rely a lot on my gym jock strap, the thick band gym jock strap, to create a facade that I don't have a lower stomach area.
And it's funny you mentioned this.
Please.
Because the boy who I'm going to tell this story about, I remember I sent him a picture of me in underwear once, and he said, "Where do you find that high-waisted underwear?" It was just pulled up taut and tight.
It was pulled up taut and tight. But you can't, the thing is, you can't pull them up too taut and tight, because then the worst is where you see. When you see the roll. Because
this one?
Yes, when you see, because the band is the band, but when you see the actual cloth fabric, a little roll divot.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's because, like, already it's dealing with your foupine, but then it's dealing with your, I would say,
how would you
your roll. Your
crescent rolls? Yeah.
Your crescent roll.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So it was a time of self-discovery in such a big way. I was really figuring out who I was, and I was ready to find out about other people. To quote The Little Mermaid, I wanted to be part of their world. I was living on Long Island. I was desperate to be a Brooklyn girl, or at least a New York girl. I wanted to be cool so badly. I wanted to have an aesthetic, have a vibe. Have something to say. I wanted to have something to say.
Joe, you've always wanted to have something, and you always have had something to say. But the
curse about that is, when you have nothing to say and yet you're still gonna say something, sometimes you say something you might not really mean, and sometimes you say something that might not make sense at all. And
you might sometimes say something that's perceived in a completely different way that you were even intending.
Because you're not saying anything at all by saying something.
And yeah, sometimes you just say something to speak.
And saying something just to speak is not saying something at all.
But sometimes you just gotta say what you gotta say and let the words fall out.
And honestly, I want to see
you be brave.
That was like a scene from a very Brady movie.
What just happened?
Yes. It was the dad. It was the dad giving those speeches where they make no sense. So I go on this date. Well, let me backtrack.
Holy shit.
Let me give you some context. So I'm on Tinder. I match with this cutie. He's cool. You know what I mean? He is kind of like, I'm like, okay, you have a vibe. You have a really cool Instagram account that gives not curated, like messy, you don't care, but in a way that actually, and like, you do care. You go to some school in the city. You have like a mullet. It's 2017. That's crazy. His whole thing was a mullet and brooches. Isn't it crazy? It's like, how much of myself did I see in that at the time that took me almost a decade to actualize closer to that. But we had the same corduroy pants from Urban Outfitters.
Of course.
Anyway, after a couple days of flirting, probably weeks in retrospect, it was time. I was going to go on my first gay date. I get dressed in my Uniqlo blue and white striped heavy knit.
I know the one.
Semi, like, I would say almost cropped top with my green corduroy pants that he also owns and my black Vans. I get ready to go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City.
An amazing option for a first date.
I know, especially as like a first date ever. Like, you're not jaded to it, especially as a Long Islander. Like, I think it was my first time going to the Met. Like,
it's not a dinner. It's not drinks. You're doing something. You can be silent, but you can also speak.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
Yeah, let's cry this episode.
Sweet, and I was so repressed. I got to get in touch with this freak and see what he's up to. I am early. He's very late.
Okay.
And I remember this because I remember thinking, I've said this a few times, I could leave.
Is nothing worse in my life than when someone shows up late.
And he lived about 2 blocks away.
No, that's nasty.
2 blocks
That's
away.
nasty.
But I remember thinking, I could leave. I'll tell you something else. The mist from the fountain was kissing my neck. And the liquid crystal was in my grip, to quote Ward. The fountain mist, I remember it very vividly touching my face. I was on my phone. I was like, let me leave. Let me just go home. I'll just block him. I'll never see anyone. I mean, I can't do this.
You are my worst nightmare.
Andrew, I was young and I was afraid. And I was like, I could just abandon this situation, go back to Long Island and never think about this again.
You think that's the excuse for a lot of people that block me? They're just young and afraid.
Well, that's horrible to hear.
That's a horrible thing to hear.
Yes, yeah, to repeat.
The first part.
Say, yeah.
And the afraid part.
Yeah, only the young part was scary to you. They were fearful for their lives. Yeah, I was young and afraid. I was at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. He eventually arrives. I shook his hand.
Like you were running for office?
Yes, I shook his hand. I remember shaking his hand, and I remember saying, I can't believe I'm shaking your hand, because I knew that was weird, but sometimes it's easier to narrate awkwardness than to just sit in it. And then we went into the museum, and I don't really remember much of what transpired. Oh my God, I don't think we even kissed on this date.
Well, when you start the foundation with the handshake, how can you really get those lips to touch?
I remember walking through some of those historical room recreations that they have there, like the French room, and it's I'm sorry, it's just crazy. Walking through these rooms, I remember him saying to me, I've also said this in the podcast before, but I just feel like my brain is really functioning for once.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the lack of nicotine in my system that's really helping me.
That's amazing.
I remember him saying to me, if you were from this time, who would you be? And I was like, I don't know, probably a king or something. He's like, you wouldn't be a queen? Like, what would you be, like a nun? Like, and basically like fucking with gender norms. And I am not at that point in my life yet. I am from Long Island. I was like, that's crazy.
You're like, bro, a queen?
No, but I was just like, I remember being like, oh, whoa, he's woke. Like, he's woker than I. Like, I don't know about this shit. Like, and I felt so, like, thrown off even by that. Now look at me. Look at me. I'm dressed as a colonial woman every single day of my fucking life for the past 5 years.
So
like,
crazy.
It was right there. Even that was right there. All these little breadcrumbs of your future are just laid out in front of you if you are willing to look around and notice them. And maybe they're scary. Maybe they scare you.
Yeah.
But as long as you remember that, it'll come back around.
It'll come back.
It all comes back around.
That's a really beautiful way to look at that, Joe.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is really beautiful.
And I'll wrap this up, and we're going to pivot to your next.
No, I want to keep hearing.
Mine's going to go on for 2 hours, so I think we have to do some A-B here. But I'll just say, first date wraps up. I don't remember how we said goodbye. Did I mention Taylor Swift's "Look What You Made Me Do" came out that day? And I listened to it on the way there.
And when you listen to that song,
ooh,
right? And you haven't really had much dating experience besides sucking with Sarah.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you can attribute anything to that song? So it's like, but was it almost when you listened to that where you were like, I'm gay? Look what you made me do.
No, I was like, I'm gay, but I'm not this gay. It was still that point. You know what I mean? That was also, I think, what was the problem here was that he was that gay.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is crazy.
Because, I mean, we were a little bit delayed. Even though you were 21, that's still pretty young. But I still think, I know, I feel like I've come in contact with some 21-year-olds. And I'm like, you are so much farther ahead than I could ever be at that age.
Right.
23 too. I'm like, I've met 23-year-olds. They're doing things that I could have never imagined for myself.
Right.
So you had a lot of work to catch up.
I had a lot of life to catch up on, a lot of living life experiences. I haven't had many of them yet.
No.
And so
only hole you've ever seen was yours.
Like, what the fuck was that about? What the fuck was that about?
I don't know. I really don't know, Joe. I'm sorry.
I was almost speaking very tenderly.
You were so tenderly and was sweet, and I did say this episode's going to be very sweet. I didn't mean to bring up Hole like that.
That's crazy. So let's just pivot to you for a second now.
Mr. Holy?
Yeah, Mr. Hole.
Let me think what year it is. It's 2021.
Whoa.
We're mid-pandemic, but like closer towards the summer. This is about It's June, actually,
It's
2021. It's June 2021. I'm on the apps. I'm on Hinge. Shocking, right? Still have that activated account. Maybe it's time for me to delete.
You reset.
I reset, yeah, because it was a time. I actually could use a reset after the rebrand. But anyways, I stumbled across this profile. This is at the time.
What rebrand are you talking?
My buzzed head.
Oh, okay.
This is around the time that I was doing a lot of self-discovery. I'm 2 years out to my family, which is crazy. I'm going on dates. I was already the bottom of Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I had that in a big way. Like, I mean, I guess like this was like mid bottom of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But I was ready to seal it up for a bit and start dating. And for a while, I had a lot of these expectations of what I was looking for in a partner. And a lot of the times it was structurally, like what attributes they had. If they were tall, physically, that's what I meant. Tall. I was often looking for tall. This is the first time I threw that out the window for this cutie. I was swiping. I saw 5'8". I was like, okay, that's my height. Maybe I can do this. I gave him a chance. We flirted a bit on the app. I was feeling really good about this. We decided to go to my favorite spot in Williamsburg, where it all started. Gran Torino.
I have chills.
Chills. I think this was the first time I stepped foot into that place.
That's not true, Andrew. I went to
No, but I mean in a date setting.
Okay.
Because then it spiraled from here.
Yeah, of course.
Because once you had one failed date from Gran Torino, well, it was a successful date from Gran Torino that I allowed to fail.
Yeah.
We went to Gran Torino. I met with this man. Eyes pierced through my soul. Gorgeous blue eyes, the bluest. Patty blue. He had PBEs.
Patty blue eyes.
Patty blue eyes. And he had...
Patty, as in my mother.
Just
for context.
And I'm sorry to even put that into the story, but it just puts it into context how blue. Piercing. Tattoos. Cute style. Different. A little edgy.
You kind of came around to his style.
I kind of came around to his style. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's very interesting, actually, now that we're talking about this.
Yeah.
We had an amazing, amazing date. We were laughing. We were getting deep. We were getting real. And he goes to me as it wraps. I think we had a picture of margarita. Spicy. And did that night get spicy. We had a picture of margarita between the two of us, which what would that equate to? About 5 margaritas each. I was feeling amazing. He had a backpack with him. He goes, you want to go to the park? Domino. By the water. Skyline view of the city. It's a gorgeous summer night. So we walked towards that park. We did a little graze of the hand, but we didn't hold hands because that's not a first date thing for me. Okay? But
I kind of have to agree with you on that. I find holding hands as a first date thing a little too intimate.
It's a little too intimate.
Anal sex, like a fisting, I say, seems less intimate to me.
Any way you want. Anywhere you want on a date.
Yes. But hold my hand.
Treat me like a spit roast pig.
Treat me like a toilet.
Treat me like
Mel Forever.
Treat me like a toilet, like Mel Forever. Treat me like a slut.
Like Kim
dirty
Petras.
Bitch I want to fuck.
But don't hold my hand.
Don't hold my hand.
On a first date.
That's a layer of intimacy that we work towards.
Yes.
To feel that connection. But we grazed hands I'll never forget. We're walking towards the park. We get to a little patch of greenery. It's Brooklyn. It's a park, so it's turf, not real grass. Anyways, he opens up his backpack. He pulls out a blanket, a candle, a bottle of wine, and a joint. I'm not kidding. It was rock hard. I was like, this is exactly.
You were rock hard.
I wasn't actually rock hard. I was 5 margaritas deep. 5 margaritas deep. All right? And this man is now treating me like I'm some sort of prince.
Or pauperous.
A poor. Yeah, well, he was treating me like a prince, but I felt like the pauper. And we sat there. He was like, I have a joint, but only if you want to. Which I love when they say that. I do that line too. Because sometimes they're like, no. I'm like, okay, cool. But we were very much on the same vibe. We popped open that bottle of wine. We lit that candle. The sun started to set. Maintenance comes around. Blow that candle out.
That's valid to me.
Valid.
The candle is a one step above normality to me.
I agree, but to me,
it was sweet. It was very sweet.
The gesture of even bringing a candle like that, he had a lockdown on romance.
Yeah.
I was
he knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing, and again, for a really long time before this, I was just a vessel.
Right.
I was just another hole.
Mm-hmm.
And he was treating me like a person.
That's sweet.
Very sweet.
And now we're back to summer 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I had just gone on my first date with this boy. It went well. Mm-hmm. Did it end incredibly? Not to my knowledge, not to my memory at all. But it was sweet, it was cute, and I wanted to see him again.
Mm.
The next time I see him is the day I come out. The next time I see him is the day I come out.
Earth-shattering.
Yeah.
Earth-shattering news.
I may not have even liked him, but I knew what the feeling was of potentially liking a boy and like what that would mean for me.
Yeah.
So we all know the story. I drafted up that text to my family group chat. I asked my mom, can you drive me to the train station? I'm going to meet Michelle in the city, or someone in the city.
Alyssa.
Frank. No, it wasn't Alyssa just yet.
Different night?
Separate night.
Jesus Christ.
I was meeting Frank in the city this time. So I get on the train. I say bye to my mom. I get on the train, press send immediately. Airplane mode. Airplane mode for the rest of the day. I get off at Penn Station. It's a hot day. It's end of summer. It's probably right about this time of year. It was like late August. It was actually the day before Amanda's birthday. So it was August 26th, I think. Or it was the day after. May have been August 28th.
Okay.
I remember listening, and it's one of those albums, when you listen to an album during a time of your life that you literally can never, it's like Rainbow by Kesha, which was also the same summer. But this was Bleachers, couldn't even tell you, whatever the Good Morning album is, which it's crazy that I was going to describe it as Strange Desires. No, that's the other one. Who cares? Who literally gives a fuck? But every song on that album, I listen to it, I get full body chills because I put my headphones on, accepted the pain like Addison Rae, and walked around until I got on the train, a long train ride up to the Cloisters, the Met Cloisters.
And you were saying the entire time, oh God, I love New York, love
yes. And it was just this massive feeling. Everything, like, it's so crazy because I can't tell you what happened last week, but I could tell you every second of that day. I could tell you every little thing I saw. Like, it all just felt so consequential.
I have a question, and maybe I asked this on the another episode where you explained your coming out story. What was your genuine feeling when you were on the way to the Cloisters? Your phone's on airplane. Were you like, I actually shut that.
Yeah, I shut it off.
I shut it off.
So
you still felt like you were excited for this date. You weren't like
I was
feeling
living
a pit.
in a trauma state for sure. Because that's also why I think I remember every single second of it. Because my brain was like consuming visuals and processing at a rapid speed.
Did you keep the text on your phone, or did you delete chat?
I think I deleted chat.
Of course.
Deleted chat.
Because it never happens.
Yeah. So I just walked around the beautiful Met Cloisters, which is a beautiful garden up at the very tip of Manhattan. Mm-hmm. Yeah, tip of Manhattan. It literally looks like a medieval castle. And I met the boy there. We walked around. We talked. Standing in a medieval chapel, I had my first kiss. Very special. Very me. Holy cow. And I do remember.
Were you a good kisser? Be honest.
Andrew, no, Andrew, what about me implies I would be naturally a good kisser, like in my first time kissing someone, naturally good at topping, good at bottoming. Like it was all a lot of learned effort.
I can see your, you know what?
I'm not comfortable in this body. You know what I mean?
I can see a lot of jaw movement.
Well, that's not necessarily true, Ellen.
Okay.
That's, you know, I think I probably wasn't a bad kisser. I was an incredibly nervous.
Of course.
Person. Yeah, in all aspects of my life. Doing something brand new didn't exactly bode well for me. I do remember the butterflies. I remember the feeling of just like, this is the biggest moment of my life thus far. This is, because it wasn't just a kiss. You know, it was so much more. It was a confirmation of something that, like, both my biggest fear and also like the one wish, the one thing that I thought for so long would never happen.
Yeah.
And then it also was like a real transformation of that fear into something beautiful by Miley Cyrus. Yeah. It was like, oh wow, this thing that I dreaded and feared and fantasized about my whole life happened in a gorgeous, special, sweet way. And you know me with a memory. I love a memory. I'm very obsessed.
You know me with a memory.
You know I have a sick place in my head for like everything that's ever happened to me. Yeah. It's all like right on a bookshelf in front of me. So it just felt like, oh wow, I got this thing exactly how I imagined it. And then later on that date, I said to him, just riding the high of it all, I said, you know, I came out to my family today.
He's like, whoa.
He said, what? And I don't even really remember what his response was. I think I could not give less of a fuck at that point about what he was thinking, doing, or saying, because it was towards the tail end. I had to eventually turn my phone back on. So we wrapped up that date.
I can't believe you.
And I headed home to my family.
I can't believe you.
Yeah.
Like the part, like, it never gets old. It never gets old. I can't imagine everything that just happened that day. Like, there was a low, which actually is a high.
Yeah, I mean, right? It was like the day it was bookend. Like the day was like misery, dread, doom, beauty, euphoria, snowballing right back down to misery, dread, doom on that train ride home.
Well, I mean, like, the idea of you putting your phone on Do Not Disturb is one of the most, or
airplane mode,
which is one of the most diabolical things a person could do. And I understand.
And I think I turned it off airplane at one point. Didn't even look at the text and was posting Instagram stories.
Okay, good. At least that was happening though, to show signs of life.
Yeah, because my mom thought I killed myself.
Yeah, I think that would be a normal realization or a normal assumption.
Well, I said, why would I bother coming out then?
You're right.
You know,
but like, you could have been worked up, worked up, like, looking back on that horrible decision, but you had to do that to find peace. Yeah. And you can never take away your journey. Okay. Yes. You can't alter your journey that you were meant to be on.
Yes.
But then the kiss in the medieval chapel to the cloisters to
that might not have ever happened.
Feeling, and you know what? Now it did though.
It may have happened in a movie theater.
And that's okay. To us right now in this conversation, right now it's going to be a medieval chapel.
Yeah.
It just feels better than
better than the movie theater. Yeah, for sure. But that's why I'm like, did I make that up?
But that it does sound, everything that you're explaining does sound extremely romantic.
Everything is.
Everything is romantic.
And if you, I just need to, I'm going to listen to that Jack Antonoff album tonight.
I know you are.
Woke up, I'm in the in-between, honey. Yeah, I was in the in-between.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, in the lyrics to that album, there's like, rolling thunder, cursed my bedroom, heard from your mother, she don't recognize you. Mickey Mantle left on a Sunday. Now all the neighborhood rushes home to pray. But it was very much like every song in that album is about like growing up and like entering a new space and becoming a new person. It was really crazy to listen to it. Back to Brooklyn.
I'm still at the park. We're laying down, we're nudging. Are we gonna kiss? That was the feeling in my stomach the entire time. Like, are we gonna kiss? Who is gonna make the first move? Because especially when it comes to dating, especially when I was 25, like, I didn't even know how to. I was still learning the ropes. Like, I felt like I needed someone to dom the situation, or like if I was out of the club, like I would wait for someone to come up to me, and it would never happen. When I'm on a date, I would wait for somebody else to make the move, but sometimes it would never happen. So this one felt pretty cosmic, but we still didn't kiss. We were smoking a little bit. We were drinking. Now it's nighttime. We say, maybe we should relocate. You want to go to one of those piers? One of those, like, what would you even call that? Like where like the ferry would go.
Would you believe it's called a pier?
A pier. So we went towards the pier, and we found a gorgeous bench. Now we're sitting next to each other on the bench, and I'm thinking, there's not a shot in hell we don't start making out.
Right.
Well, one thing leads to the next. I'm pretty sure he says, "Can I kiss you?" Of course, I'm like, talk about butterflies. Girl, they came out of that cocoon. We started kissing. The moment that we started kissing, fireworks went off. Actual fireworks in the sky. It was we looked at each other with this, like, longing and knowing look, being like, oh my God, that's cosmic. Then we kept kissing. The fireworks are still happening. We walk away. That was also the first time a true Tessie walked me back to my apartment. And I'm pretty sure we both agreed, not tonight. Right? We're not hooking up tonight. Even though I really wanted to. That was my first date with him. And then the second date, it was Pride weekend.
Yeah, it was.
And he said, do you want to come to my friend's Pride party? Something came over me, and I said, absolutely yes. Should I go into this part really quick?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I have the third date it's even more romantic, and it makes me want to kill.
And then
So the second date, we met at a rooftop bar, Berry Park. You know Berry Park.
Berry Park.
We got a drink. I was nervous. I was like, I'm meeting friends tonight. This is the second date. That's kind of crazy. But I'm also like thinking like, it's low pressure. Like, there's not a lot of expectations right now. Like, I'm meeting the friends, but like I can talk to a fucking wall. Like, we're gonna have a fun time. I don't know what he's like with his friends. We show up with the friends. We're getting drunk. I run into one of my college friends I haven't seen in years. Christina Diorio, patron, listener.
Christina Diorio?
Christina Diorio.
Christina Diorio?
Yes. Of the Oreo family.
Of the Oreo family.
Yes. The Italian version of the Oreo family.
Holy fucking
I know.
crap.
Christina, if you're listening, I was so glad to see her that night. It was actually such a relief to see somebody that I knew. But I walked around that party with him like we were dating for years.
And that's tough.
That was tough. We were dancing in the kitchen.
We were dancing. Beginnings.
We were dancing in the refrigerator light.
Yeah.
We were kissing. It was just, and when I really feel something for somebody, like, I couldn't stop thinking about him the whole night. Like, it was, when he would leave my side, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see him again. That was the feeling I was feeling that night. And then we walked to the one and only Stonewall Inn. We walked to the one and only Stonewall Inn. Because happy Pride, am I right?
Yeah.
When it was my first Pride in the city.
Yeah.
And we lasted a few hours, and then I remember walking. This is where we had hands for the first time, walking hand in hand, leaving the Stonewall Inn on the cobblestone streets of the West Village, hand in hand, saying, "I really like you."
Vintage tea, brand new phone, high heels on, cobblestones. When you are young, they assume you know nothing.
So take it back, Joe. Take me back to 21-year-old Joe.
So now things are heating up in Kitchen Stadium. You know, there has been a lot of mental, emotional growth this 1 week in August. And now I have come out to my family. Mm-hmm. I've kissed this boy. I've been emotionally vulnerable with this boy. At the same time, I want to just let you know this. At the same time as this for me, one of my very good, very close friends that I had for many years, a woman, was slowly breaking up with me as a friend because the closer I had gotten to this boy, the more she had gotten less interested in being my friend. And
interesting.
It wasn't homophobia, and we'll end it there.
Well, yes.
It wasn't homophobia. It was just that
it was hard.
It was hard for her. To let him go. She had to learn to let go of the fact that I wasn't bisexual, and that was honestly, I would say, on her.
Yeah,
because I think it was pretty obvious, but honestly, also on her. True allyship.
True allyship.
So good for her. So it was a really tumultuous time for me, though. I was like losing a best friend. Just had come out to my family. Clearly things there weren't like the best sleigh in the whole world. And now I was like commuting into the city to see this lover that I have now slowly been smitten for. I go in for a third time. This is, I think, when we make out in the back of a movie theater. We saw the movie Beach Rats. I think it's what it's called. It was crazy. It was like about gay people, I think, in some way. Or at least there was penis in that movie. I remember that. We saw Beach Rats. And that might have been the end of that date. I'm just going to jump to date number 4, which I'm not going to include. We're going to have to talk about what happened that night. But I will talk about that day. So at this point now, college is starting back up. My senior year, my last semester of college. I had gotten a blunt bang. I got a blunt bang. Very blunt. And I had grown my beard. Very me season 2 of this podcast, actually. Or me season 1. End of season 1 of the podcast. Yes, end of season 1. Blunt bang and a beard. Glasses, turtleneck, slacks. I was going very hipster. This boy took me to a few places, one of which was a car dealership that had a gorgeous interior art installation.
Oh, is this the one with the sounds?
Well, that was, we went to 3 places in one day. Car dealership.
That's crazy.
We went to the sound room or something, which was, it's that room in the city that's just, it's all purple lights and just this.
Okay.
And we laid there barely touching hands, like on the ground, touching fingers almost.
So the point of the sound room is that like it drowns out the sound.
All sound. So it's like there's no noise.
But like you could be speaking to them.
No.
Oh.
So it's like complete kind of silence, very pink room. And then this is what makes this even crazier, because if you remember earlier,
these are very creative dates.
He was very artsy. If you remember earlier in this episode, I mentioned how the mist from the fountain was kissing my neck at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. And I was referencing a Lorde song.
Of course.
Now, Andrew, I'm going to take you to Man of the Year by Lorde, the music video. Because he then brings me to the Earth Room, which is a room in New York City.
This is the Lorde musical.
It's the Lorde musical for sure.
It's the musical.
He takes me to the Earth Room, which is a room in New York City, another art installation filled with dirt.
Okay.
And Lorde just did her music video for Man of the Year in basically the Earth Room. She couldn't shoot it in the actual thing, so they recreated it. And she's rolling around, she's writhing in the dirt, singing, "Who's gonna love me like this? Who's gonna give me lightness? Now I'm broken open." As you can imagine, for someone like me, who experienced this date just before I had sex for the first time, a lot to process, both in 2017 and in 2025 for me. And Lorde and I, we have always shared a very similar trajectory, emotionally and mentally. So that was nice for me.
And physically.
And what is that supposed to mean?
I feel like you just got, you give. I think you've always given from that area of the world.
Oh, we both look Antipodean.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. We both look of Australia or New Zealand descent.
Yeah.
That's true. That night, after we go to the Earth Room, the sound room, and the car dealership, we went all the way up to his apartment. I met his roommate, Cutie, and from what I recall, and I went to his bedroom. He had pillar candles lit. No curtains, but gorgeous candles lit. Candles lit, music playing. It was a really sweet moment that was obviously historically interrupted by Find My iPhone. And we don't have to get into that today because this is a sweet episode. I needed a situation like that to ease me into my life. You know, he was a sweet boy, didn't try and push anything, was really respectful of boundaries, brought me to places that I now love to this day. You know, Cloisters and the Met, both of those 2 places I would have never been to at that point prior to him. And yeah, I hold a very special place in my heart all these years later for the kind of kid I was and the kind of kid he was, to really put that into play
and to introduce you to the idea of romance.
Yeah,
because I think that like you had a very different experience than I did. I feel like you kind of went right into the dating phase.
Yeah.
And I think that is really beautiful to like come out. You're still figuring out things about yourself. You start talking to people and you do it in a sweet way. And then he introduced you to romance that then you can take things from that experience.
Yeah, well, I feel like
everything was very sacred.
I'm kind of in this moment even just thinking, because for years after that, I would still like kind of be in this weird phase where I would like go on dates and be like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder how much of that was just like false perception of gay culture. Like
Always.
So much of the internet is like fuck city. But I'm like, how many people were also in similar situations where they were like, I have no idea what I'm doing and I'm uncomfortable with this, but I kind of just have to ride this wave. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's really, really crazy.
Yeah. Overall, though, from my experience, it really
your introduction to romance.
It was a great intro to romance. It was sweet. It was intentional. It was kind. It was educational. All of my favorite things.
Yeah. And it didn't feel, from the story, it didn't feel like anything was forced. It also didn't feel like even your dates, they were just creative. That was like, that's my takeaway too. And for anybody that's like trying to find their journey of romance, it's like spice it up a bit. Doesn't have to be that dinner or drinks. Like you didn't really do that.
No, we never did that.
And that's like, those are the things that you remember the most. I've been on so many dates, but those are the ones that stick out to me as romantic.
I don't think I even like had a drink with him.
No, like that. It's like sober dates, but then also like, you know, dates that are out of the confines of a I don't know, a restaurant or a bar. Or, Oh, and you were traveling a lot. You were bouncing around the city. Huh? Shit, man. It was like an Airbnb experience.
Yeah, it really was.
Jesus. So back to me.
It was Ryan and Haley, huh?
It was Ryan and Haley. You were doing the 50 states, 50 days. So back to my lover at the time. He pushed me out of my comfort zones in a lot of ways because at the time, as I spoke about, I was the bottom of Brooklyn. And at the time when we talked to each other, he said he was a top and I was the bottom. And oh boy, did those roles reverse. So it was my first time, like literally ever topping, which was a whole testament in confidence for me. Like, again, we've had this conversation about bottoming before. It was like, just felt easy and felt like you can do whatever you want to me. But topping did feel more intimate and felt more romantic. And it wasn't like when we were hooking up, it was like, fuck city. It was all very sweet. I'll never forget the first time we hooked up. I made him a cacio e pepe that night. He came over, cacio e pepe. And then we hooked up. Jeez, good for him. That's a good for his digestive system.
All right.
But the moment that I'll remember for the rest of this time, I went away to Iceland.
What?
I went away to Iceland, Joe.
When we were living together?
With you. July of 2021, I was in Iceland.
With whom?
With EF Tours.
Okay.
I was in Iceland with EF Tours, and we were texting. And I would send him some pictures, cute pictures, nothing sexy. Cute of me in the mirror.
That's sweet.
He's like, so how was your day? We were FaceTiming in Iceland. I know.
You're a little crazy.
I'm a little bit crazy. I get back from Iceland. I'm pretty sure that day we went on a date. I get to his area. He's like, let's grab some pizza. I'm like, okay, let's go grab some pizza. We go back to his apartment. He goes, give me a second. I come in. The whole apartment lined with candles.
That's sweet.
Lined with candles. Lit up into the bedroom. Wine bottle out. I know you're thinking, this is insane.
Yeah, I am.
I know you are.
And I'm trying not to express that thought.
I know. And I think in that moment, I was also thinking, this is insane. And I believe it was my first time that I was like, what am I doing? Like, why is this happening to me? Like, what do you, like,
why
what?
Is a
like,
kind romantic gesture
yeah, why is a
to me?
Kind romantic gesture happening to me? It was really my first time I've ever experiencing something like that. And it was still like maybe a month and a half in.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is so soon.
That's something you do when like your husband returns from Iraq.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And in some ways I do feel like a return from war. I
Yeah.
do. But we had a gorgeous little night. We smoked a little bit. He had a beautiful patio
Were you
space.
spirulina?
I think that I was going through a lot of emotions that night. I think it was like, can I give this man all of me? You're going to start laughing.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It was like the first time that like dates have been going so well.
Yeah.
And I think I got really scared.
Freaked.
And
Yeah,
I
you
got cold
freaked and
feet
geeked.
really soon. And then, you know, one thing leads to another. We went to ABC Kitchen. And that's when he expressed to me that he was really liking how things were going. And that's where I ended it. And I'll never forget, I was the one that cried while he didn't. And it's almost a Katy Perry song, because there has been moments that I'm like, he was the one that got away. But then I also recognized I wasn't ready. I wasn't going to be able to give him what he needed from me in that moment, even though he gave me so much.
Yeah.
And I learned so much about what it's like to be emotionally intimate with somebody and romantic with somebody.
But Andrew, that's a lot.
It was
for
a lot.
Like 4 dates.
I agree.
Even saying you learned a lot of what it means to be emotionally intimate.
I agree.
Like in a vacuum, you did. But
I mean, in a total amount of a sum of months, it was 3 months to the date, which is a short amount of time. But it's also the amount of time that people then decide
to start dating.
And I think that was where I was feeling like we're hitting our 3-month mark. I have to pull the plug. And he's still a very lovely individual. We follow each other on socials, and I hope he's doing well.
Well, summer slipped us underneath her tongue. Our days and nights are perfumed with obsession. Half of my wardrobe is on your bedroom floor. Use our eyes, throw our hands overboard. I am your sweetheart.
No, it makes me, sometimes when I think about it too much, it makes me sad. But it makes me happy because
That's good.
I experienced
It's good to feel sad and to think about things.
It's sad to happiness because, again, like, I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
Yes.
And that's exciting.
But also, let me tell you something.
Young in love. Young, dumb, and in love.
But that's also the feeling. It's not necessarily the feeling that you felt then, such as the same feeling that I felt in my situation, is not necessarily the feeling of true romance.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the feeling of the one.
No.
It is the feeling of the first time really feeling that thing. And I think it's unrealistic and unfair to expect to feel that feeling quite possibly ever again.
Yeah.
There's a reason why first loves are so famously written about and sung about and celebrated, and puppy love and all of your first romances. Like, there's a reason people want to bottle it up and sell it to you in an album, in a play, in a movie, because it's not something you kind of can ever touch again.
No.
So really, when you do get it, it's very special, but you can't necessarily go looking for that same feeling again because you might not find it.
I agree.
And when you say something, you mean, and you mean what you say. What you say.
What you've said has been done.
And what's done has been said.
And what's been said will stick.
And when you stick the landing, everyone wins.
And when everyone wins, how can anyone be upset?
Exactly.
Well, I think it's time for us to take it to the guidance office. Good children to the guidance office.
I want a fucking garlic knot. And not one of those fake ass shit.
I don't want one of those
garlic.
shit.
I want real garlic fried to a crisp.
I almost want to be so afraid that my mouth, the surrounding area of my mouth, is going to break out in pimples because that's how much greasy juice oil is going to sop down my face.
We're accepting bullshit.
Bullshit.
Garlic
a
knot.
stale garlic knot.
No.
A barely soaking wet garlic knot.
No, it needs to be so wet it's slipping from my fingers.
Yeah, and I want to see. I'm sorry. I want to see it look like a knot.
Yes. Oh, I don't want to see the square bullshit.
The square bullshit.
The square
focaccia.
Yeah,
you're gonna serve me a focaccia.
What have we accepted in this country? It's pathetic.
Laziness.
Yes.
Pathetic is
And
a good way to put it. I won't stand for it, but I agree. I think
How do you feel about
gun
gun reform?
I feel good about that.
Another question for you. How do you call in?
All you got to do is dial the number 516-366-0826. That's 516-366-0826.
That's incredible, Andrew.
Thank
Great
you.
work.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Gerald. Calling after having a panic attack so fierce, I really thought it was the end of my life. But hey, I survived. And I was calling in to ask, y'all been making content for a while now, and I'm sure y'all aren't shy to the haters and those types of people, but when it's just like relentless, how do you power through that? Genuinely, what do the two of you do to, I guess, like ground yourselves and bring yourselves back to reality and to realize that they're just letters on a screen and move on with your life? Okay, love you guys. See y'all soon. Bye.
Gerald.
Love Gerald.
Gerald, I remember saying this to Andrew the first time one of our first videos blew up. I looked at Andrew and I said, our world is you and I and everyone we know in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what numbers we see on a screen for the rest of our lives, nothing changes the fact that our world is the people we know. So whether or not those numbers mean good things and it means like we're successful, that doesn't change anything about our real lives. And whether or not those things are bad things, it does not change anything about how we wake up and how we go to sleep. Like it is virtual reality and reality. And we are so enmeshed in the virtual reality, every single one of us. We wake up and the first thing we do is check our virtual reality, and then we stare at that all day, which is crazy. And I'm also obviously a victim of it. But I think it is so important. That's why I'm always talking about Opal, because like I am so pro boundaries when it comes to the virtual. You cannot allow a nasty comment, a nasty DM, even just bad news, like just sad, horrible news sometimes. You can't allow it to sometimes just ruin a good night's sleep or a meal you just spent an hour and a half cooking or a date you're about to have. Like I've been in so many situations where before I like trained myself to stop looking at these things, where I'll be meeting up with my boyfriend and we're going to dinner, but I just read something horrible about myself. And then what? The whole time I'm in my head just like spiraling, and it's like I don't want to really talk about it, so it's just forced to just ruminate there. Or going to sleep and I see something and I'm like, fuck, I wish I didn't. Now I'm going to think about that all night. Like you need to set boundaries with the fucking phone in such a crazy way. And I think a good way of doing that is also identifying safe spaces on your phone. Like for me, I can't access obviously Instagram, TikTok, even the Patreon sometimes, because I'm on it so much that I like sometimes like this is another form of social media. Like all of those get stopped at 7 p.m. for me and turned back on at 9 in the morning. I have no way of accessing them otherwise. Full hard block unless I go on my laptop, but that just feels different to me. But there are other apps that I'm able to still use, which is like a fun little game or Pinterest, like apps that aren't gonna rot my brain and attack me from all angles. I think you just need to find ways to turn it the fuck off, because there's no way of stopping crazy, freaky, sad people from saying crazy, freaky, sad shit. Unfortunately, we're just so devolved as humans that people just genuinely believe saying something horrible is their right and their opinion is their opinion and they're allowed to say it. And it's like Gabby Hanna quote where she's on that podcast and she's like, I think you're fat, I think you're stupid, I think you're disgusting. It's just my opinion. Like people take it out of context that what she's saying there is like people just say horrible things and they're like, well, I'm entitled to my opinion. Okay, sure, but you're also a fucking asshole. Like, so
I also don't know you.
Who are you? Who are you? Literally, who are you, you weirdo?
Yeah.
Weirdo freak.
You're obsessed with me. You're obsessed with me.
You're obsessed. So it really is, like, I really mean it. Boundaries are so insanely important when it comes to cell phones and the internet and technology. Like, we have just been conditioned to use them 24/7, but that's not even like how we grew up on them. Like 20 years ago, you turned the phone off. You said got to go on AIM. Like, you logged on to the internet. Now we don't log off. So it's so important to give yourself fucking screen limits. Opal, the app. I've been championing it for years of my life. No such luck on my department in terms of an ad or anything, but I don't even care because it literally is the most important thing on my phone, truly. And I work from my phone. I still think Opal is more important.
Yeah, I would say to just like double down on Joe's points, like whatever is currently in your life is what matters. I think that I've struggled a lot with like even being able to put myself personally out there for the reason of I'm afraid. I also recognize like engaging in comments probably also drives some success and like maybe algorithmically, but I mean, at least for me, I am not checking the comments. Like, I will check the first 3 comments. I will respond to them. And then after a video potentially blows up, like, I'll look at the first couple or the liked ones at the top. And I'm not going down, girl.
It's so
if it says 400,
of your fucking
eye. If there's like 400 plus comments, I'm not looking. Like, I don't want to know. And I mean, if it has to do with your body, if it has to do with like how you speak, if it has to do with like how people are perceiving you, at the end of the day, like you are the one who knows who you are. Again, that person does not know you. It is not weird that they are commenting because you are making content for people to comment on. But if they are commenting on something that has nothing to do with the video that you are making, then it becomes a problem. And then it becomes you are obsessed with me and you feel compelled to bring me down because you are already so low. You hate yourself. You literally hate yourself. And you know what? It's not my job to be your therapist. You can find a therapist on your own behalf, but don't hate on me because you are, trying to hold on another day, girl. So I think that if you feel good about yourself and you're making great content, and it's like continue to do those things, people are always going to feel invited to comment on you because you are the reason that things are working. And they want to bring you down because they're jealous. They
really are jealous. It always does come down to that. Obviously, unless someone is telling you said something horrific and offended a bunch of people, or like your opinion is actually harmful. Like if someone is just like outright hating on you for no reason, it is jealousy.
And it's also like, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of the hate, like if I've ever experienced, I don't know if you experience it this way too, it's like it does tend to come from men, but it's men like across sexualities. It doesn't matter if they're gay or they're straight. Like
it's like kind of like the empathy issue with men.
I think that's what it is too. Yeah. It's like they feel ability to comment whatever.
I love when it's a straight man because I really have stopped commenting back to that shit because it really only fans the flames. But like there are times when straight men would comment. Like I remember like when I posted a video and like my unibrow was really unplucked and like there was a straight man with a public profile and a girlfriend who commented on it and like said something about like how I should shave my unibrow, and I responded something to the effect of like, why are you as a straight man concerned about my unibrow? And immediately got blocked. And I was like, that's actually weird.
It is weird.
Why is that where your mind is going? I'm talking about fucking peppers.
Yeah.
Why are you giving me appearance tips, honey?
Weird.
Honey.
Love.
I'm tired of rumors starting right up my alley. Right up my alley. Ooh, I like a little like Siri.
Oh, it's like a little like
I'm boy crazy. Right up my alley. What's right up your alley?
You know what, actually?
Yeah, honey.
I'm gonna plug an artist.
Whoa.
Right up my alley this week. Raisha Rami. She's like electronic slut pop, I would put it. And I've been listening to her album from start to finish at the gym. It gets me through everything that I need to do. It just plays on loop, playing a lot in my class. The one song you might know is Blackout is her biggest song. She has 500,000 listeners on Spotify, but I followed her on Instagram, 7,000 followers. I'm like, this girl to me was like big name everywhere. I thought everyone knew about her, but not really. But Freaky by Raisha Rami, girl, you will do... You'll do as many wall balls. You'll do as many kettlebell swings, whatever you want to do. You'll walk around the street and you'll feel like a badass bitch. So yeah, Raisha Rami.
In the spirit of music, I have been listening to friend of the pod, Princess Nokia's latest song, Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Joe, is it not one of the best songs of all time?
Andrew.
It is.
I'm not even joking. I genuinely do believe it is, quote unquote, one of the best songs of all time.
The lyrics are so good.
It's so good. I can't wait to play it at my summerween party.
Lana Del Rey, side of fries, and a Diet Coke.
Like, it's so... Hunter sent me it, and he was like, the fact that this is one of the best... Verbatim said one of the best songs of all time, and I sent it to Ross, and he was like, this is one of the best songs of all time. Like,
you didn't see my story that day?
Probably not. I remember you sharing it. It is
it's
so
hard.
Fucking good.
I get like we still sometimes live in a time that things that I find good, sometimes it's hard for us.
It took a second.
It's like evenings and weekends.
Yeah. Maybe one day you'll read it. Maybe one day you'll read it.
Exactly. But so good.
It's such a good song. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And I'll tell you, she sent me some unreleased.
Is it?
Oh, it's time.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
And yeah, Drop Dead Gorgeous, so good.
Incredible.
Free the girls.
Incredible.
They all get divorced.
Men suck.
And they're only getting worse.
It's so good. It's so good.
It does make you feel summer. Top, like, windows down, blasting it. I want to hear it at the club. Like, that song deserves everything. But yeah, love that girl down. Oh,
wow, you guys. What a week.
What a week. And with that being said, don't forget to do your homework. Like, comment, subscribe, rate, review, write a little something nice, send it to your friend. Send it to 10 friends. Send it to your mom.
And we're on Patreon. Join us for a brand new bonus episode every single Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There are 2 tiers. You can get 2 episodes a month or get 4 episodes and access to the archive and the chat.
And you can find us across all social media platforms at Good Children Pod. I'm on Instagram at Andrew Muscarella, on TikTok at Andrew_Muskie.
I'm on Instagram at Joe Hegyes and on TikTok at Be Quiet Joe.
And with that, I hope everything is romantic for you, and I hope that you're able to find romance in little different pockets of your life. And if you've never experienced romance or your first kiss yet, just know it's just around the corner.
It's just around the corner, and there's no rush.
There's
literally no rush. There's no rush.
No.
Bad tattoos on leather tan skin. Jesus Christ on a plastic sign.
Bull and loving again and again.
Charlie Colson hotel phone. Everything's still romantic, right? Everything's still romantic. All right.
Oh, whatever.